Welcome to Gaming on a Budget. Today we bring you Terra Mystica. Now, Terra Mystica is a very heavy, beefy, massive kind of game. Really, at its heart, kind of a semi-abstract area control game of sorts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's very bright and very colorful, but really, if you don't read the front page of the rule book here with the little story elements, you're not really going to be too clear on why your people are doing what they're doing, It's like, oh, hey, that guy, he's a dwarf and he's looking at things and maybe he's going to go mine something. I don't know. So I guess you could look at it as more of an open form RPG of sorts. You're meant to role play the characters and tell little stories and, wonder why they have weird mustaches. Everyone on the side of the box has a weird mustache except the A species.
Yeah, I don't remember their names.
Yeah, the A blah blah blah. Anyway, all that aside, in Terra Mystica, we are basically races in a magical world that have learned through necessity to terraform the world around us to suit our needs. Our species can only survive and thrive in one particular terrain type, depending on which species we happen to be. So, we utilize, powerful earth magics to shape the world around us. And in so doing, there are many myriad ways to score points. There's a whole section in the rule book reminding you of
two sections.
Just dedicated to reminding you how to score points. All kinds of stuff that, I think just go through as it comes up. I guess I'll just mention some of the end game scoring here because we're probably not going to play through the entire game. That would take a while. Two major ones being largest linked area. Now
Adjacent.
Indirectly adjacent is
yeah,
permissible for this. There's a whole direct versus indirect thing, which we'll get into as it comes up. But for this, it can be indirect. And then there's awards for highest positions on the three different cult tracks, which are the elements: fire, water, earth, and air. Now, each of our races is going to have certain special abilities and be fairly unique. They're very much asymmetric, which, anyway, I'm starting to get into summary stuff. But the important things to note in general is that we have an income of various resources, things like money and workers, that we'll use to, build more and different and other stuff, upgrade existing things, so on. That will be determined by how many of a type of building we have on the board. You can see that each time I build a dwelling, I am actually increasing my income of workers. And each time I upgrade a dwelling to a trade center, I'm decreasing my worker income, but creating a whole new income from the trade centers. And if I were to put this back to upgrade to, say, my stronghold here, I've done a whole nother thing. So, then you get into the magic, which confuses a lot of people, but the power or magic or whatever you want to call it isn't really too complicated. Essentially, you have three different bowls: uncharged, semi-charged, and fully charged power. Now, only fully charged power can be used to activate the various abilities and anything else that requires power. To get your power charged, you'll find various ways throughout the game to gain points of power, and your
Building trade houses is one.
That would give you an income of power, yes. And anytime you gain power, instead of adding tokens, you move them from the uncharged bowl to the semi-charged bowl until you've used up all the power you've gained, or if that's not possible, you move them from semi-charged to fully charged. Now, you can use any fully charged power at, any appropriate time, but when you have to move, or when you gain power, you have to take it from the lowest available bowl. And if everything's fully charged, then you waste the income or the gain. Let's see, beyond that, most things we should be able to explain easiest as the game goes on. Yeah, nothing too ridiculously complicated there to explain at the moment. Just, I figured that stuff's good to get out of the way, because it's, yeah. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and get on over to gameplay, introduce you to our races, and show you as much of the game as we can in a reasonable amount of time. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get on over to that.